content creator thing. What's good, people? It's your boy Billy BI266 Mimi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know, my name is Billy. I'm a music producer and recording artist, and some of my content is based around that. In today's video, we're gonna be teaching you guys the basics, almost the fundamentals of mixing and mastering vocals to sounding top tier. After the vocal or the sound quality once you're done recording. And speaking of recording, give me a minute. I'm gonna be making another video about how to record your vocals properly in FL Studio 24. Let's dive straight into the project. I love how neat it looks. This is our mixer, so it's looking very good all the way through. On the playlist, this is what you're gonna have. The top, you're gonna have your beat, and these are gonna be your vocals, the vocals you are gonna be recording for yourself. This is what they look like. I want to play them for you on their own. I muted the effects on my initial vocal bus, second vocal bus, my mastering channel. Everything I play should be just raw vocals, and we're gonna play them so that you can hear how they were, right?
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life.
With that listening, you can tell how, okay, the vocals are very dynamic. There are quiet parts and then there are loud parts. The EQ is pretty weak. There's a ton of bass, not very much of the highs. The vocal is not very bright. It's actually kind of muffled up, and yeah, it needs to be brushed up so that it can be published and put to actual use. I think I should mention this. I don't usually wear glasses on this channel. I bought these glasses because my eyes were giving me issues, and that's why. I hope I look good. So if you know me, you want to tell me how I look, be free to tell me. We played how they sound, the vocals, so we're now going to be in our mixing session, which is just focused on the mixer. As you will see that I am opening the mixer right now to work everything out. We're gonna enable my first channel and disable basically everything from down, turn everything on from top to bottom, so that I tell you what I did first, what I did next, what I was doing, you know, that sort of stuff. First thing I did on my EQ was to cut down some of the bass frequencies. It doesn't really do much because I used a high pass filter. The high pass filter is not very effective in cutting frequencies, but I just did this to do the initial removal of bass frequencies.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
Not everything was being removed in the bass frequencies, and that's where we go to the next EQ. Now this one is a low shelf. Basically for my vocal, I find that if you cut between 80 or 60 hertz and up to 110 or 130, that is the good ballpark for vocal EQing for the basses. I always apply like a low pass filter or high pass filter. Yeah,
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
Moving on from that, I did Pro Q3, but I don't have it anymore. Okay, let me see. I think I have the Q4 now. Yeah, I have Q4. But basically what I did was a preset in Q4 for vocals, which is basically in the settings. In the presets, there is a vocal preset. I select the first one, and this is what it looks like. It just adds some highs dynamically and cuts down some of the mods in the 400 hertz frequency range. So this is what it sounds like.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to...
This is without it.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
This is with it.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
So that's what I was doing. Now I'm gonna play my beat so that everything from now is playing in context, because the initial 3 plugins were just altering the sound of my mic. I think I have a very dark mic, so regardless of whatever beat I'm working with, I always do these 3 things. And so I like to call them correcting my mic. I like to say I'm correcting my mic. Moving on, we're gonna be playing the beat. This is where we are now.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life.
So you can hear that the vocals are sounding pretty cool. Cutting some of the lows and increasing some of the highs made the vocals be there more. You know, the detail is now there, but it's kind of low, it's kind of quiet, and it's still very dynamic. So we want to tone the dynamics now. What we're gonna do is open up Fruity Limiter. It's a free plugin with FL Studio, and let me enable it. This is what we're using it. I like to turn my ceiling all the way up so that I don't clip. So I added some level of compression.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
What I did was I turned my attack very high, like I had a fast attack and a very slow release, which is a very high release. These numbers are, I had a high attack and a slow release, yes. And then I was compressing, as you can see from the visual, the line is very on the vocals, but the ratio that the compression is working is very weak, means we're not really doing much compression unless it is very loud. For sections that are not very over the threshold, it's not getting much compressed. But for things that are way blown up, for instance, look at this vocal here. I don't even know if my cursor is popping up, but there's this vocal here which is being way compressed, but this one here, which is less loud, is not being compressed as much, because that's what you do when you have a fast attack and slow release with a weak ratio, right? From here, what we did was another compressor. Well, I don't like to say Fruity Limiter is a compressor, but I like to use it as a compressor. Yeah. So in the next one, it's a Pro C2. Very common plugins here. So I
had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life.
Okay, it lags. But what I did was threshold of -9 dB. The vocal preset, you can't adjust your ratio on it. And then I didn't adjust my attack. I just left it at that. No gain here, but I put the auto gain on. Basically what we're doing is increasing the lows of the output, meaning all we're doing is the highest point is still going to be the highest point, but the quietest point is going up. That's what this plugin does. And next we're going to have another EQ, cut down some of the lows, but this time in a bit of a less aggressive manner, because this is a high pass filter, not very steep, and it's very low, somewhat near the sub basses and below the sub basses. And then from there we had a final compressor from the first chain, the LALA analog session, and this compressor here is goated. So what we did was can't adjust the size.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing.
You select how much gain reduction you want. I literally put 1.4 dB, 4.7 dB of gain reduction, and then I gained it 3 because, you know, yeah, that's all I did for this plugin. This is a free plugin, by the way. So
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to.
From there, I had Fruity de-esser, and I didn't really adjust anything. I literally just loaded it up and left it there. From there, we're going to the next chain. So this is what the first chain is sounding like.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life.
Now, that sounded fine. The song can be taken somewhere now. The vocals are good. And then we go to the bass. Now, this bass here is a bass because not only am I working on my main vocals, my verse vocals are being processed in this bass, my hook vocals are being processed in this bass, and for this song, the hook was more of me singing. So it wasn't me rapping. So this vocal bass, for the main vocal bass, it really would not have much processing except for dynamics and syllables and, you know, some of that things. So the first thing we got onto was dynamics.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
Another high attack, low threshold, smaller ratio. Just to make sure that we're taming all the highs from all the different vocals, making sure that they're more consistent. Yes. And a compressor. This is the first time I actually used Fruity compressor in the track. And I had 3 dB worth of gain. It was on the soft mode and with a 2:1 ratio with a threshold of 12 and a fairly high attack with 15 milliseconds. This made sure that the vocals are being punched up. Let's play it so that you can hear what it's doing.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
You hear, this is where that 3 dB gain and that the low threshold and high ratio means that more vocals are being processed than in the initial compressors. You know, I was using light compression on the first compressor so that this one doesn't have much to do, but this is where it all comes together and the sound pops up more. And then another de-esser to make sure that all the syllables are there. This one I actually used Q3 along with it to ensure that I get the right frequencies for where the S's are. And yeah, I'm not gonna play what de-essers are doing because yeah, vocals are different. So, and then another instance of LALA. This time we had a higher gain with 4.6 compared to the 3.0 initially, a higher peak reduction of 16.6 compared to the 4.6 in the previous instance. Now this one is where the work was done. Check out my my meter here.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
We're playing around 3 to 5 ballpark. That's what the goal of this one is. Most compression in the final bars. And then we have a limiter, more compression because you can't have enough compression. Slow ratio, low threshold, Jesus. High attack, low release.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein.
As you can see from the signal, we're not doing much compression here, but it is because of all the processing all this little processing that I've been doing along the mixing process is now contributing to how little threshold, how little compression is actually being done by this one. And then from there we have more compression. This one I had the vintage one because I'm trying to establish I'm trying to establish a signature sound for my vocals in this song. Threshold is even higher compared to the -12. Now we're at -10. Attack is very fast at 0 milliseconds. Whenever it goes over 10 dB, we are compressing it. Then release is very high with 800 milliseconds. And this is how it sounds.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life.
And finally we're gonna add some limiting. Now this one is still very classic and here's how it sounds.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life.
And next, from the main bus, we're gonna go to the master, where I didn't do much except for this, which just tells me to export. That, yo, don't do anything, just export. And that was the whole song. To spice up the vocals, I did some channels. There's a main reverb and then a main delay. With the reverb, this is how it sounds. I use vocal verb, which is Entar's plugin. I literally just selected vocal source, EQ'd it, cut up some of the highs.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life.
So I just made sure that whenever I'm quiet, they come in. You know, the reverb fills in the space along with the delay. Here's how it sounds.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin.
I use Valhalla delay. I don't really use it much. I didn't even know that I used it. And then fruit chorus, I don't even remember for this one, I'm not gonna lie. And then VintageVerb, yeah, here I was on one because I wouldn't use Valhalla delay and VintageVerb in the same series. But yeah, and then I added a limiter, which was sidechained to the main vocals so that they don't interfere with each other. And basically, this is how I got my vocals to sound like this.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life. Put 1 and 2 to make it, I'm guessing I am Frankenstein. Hard skin like an alligator, can't stab with a knife. I live deep in the trenches, it wasn't no easy life. I seen the pits of the pits, but they stab you in the back cause they tryna get some tips. Tough times all the time, man, it is what it is. Held my head under the water as I kept thinking, man, we gotta go do the jit.
Yeah, man, so that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like. Tell me what you think about my glasses, man. Tell me what you think about my glasses. Are they cool, man? Because I'm loving these glasses. Yeah. Tell me what you think about my glasses. Tell me what you think about the song. The song is available for streaming currently. The song is called Alligator Man, by the way. It's a really good song. I love the beat. I love the vocals. I love the everything around it. It's one of my favorite songs so far. And basically, subscribe to watch more content. I'm gonna be dropping a video soon about how to record your music properly in FL Studio 24. I'm gonna be giving out a free preset for recording to ensure that whenever you are recording you have the best and greatest experience ever. And I'm gonna be doing these videos weekly. I saw my first video, it was doing pretty good. The Masterclass to Boom Bap was pretty good. I'm very glad with it. Got like 60 views. But I'm very glad with it. So if you like the video, just be sure to leave a like, maybe comment if you want to tell me how my glasses look. I don't know, man. I hope you have a good day and stay blessed. Peace out.
I had a dream, now I'm bringing it back to life.